Is lack of self-confidence holding you back? If so, then stay tuned. Today I'm going to offer you my 5 top tips for building self-confidence faster. Welcome, I'm Dr. Nina Petit de Mange. I'm a high performance coach and psychologist. I created this channel to offer you my tips and tools for taking your life and your career or business to the next level. Today, I want to talk to you about building self-confidence. No matter what client I'm working with and no matter where they are in their career, their life, and what their goals are, building self-confidence is almost always a component of us working together. But what exactly does it mean to have self-confidence? Self-confidence is your trust in your abilities, your qualities, and your judgment. There are 3 specific reasons I want to point out today that building your self-confidence needs to be a priority for you. The first one is that with self-confidence, you attract the right people and the right opportunities into your life. And this is what I mean. When you're self-confident and you believe in yourself and you trust in your abilities, you come off as being somebody who is self-assured, comfortable in your own skin, and able to handle challenges. Someone who is comfortable in their own skin and comfortable taking on challenges puts out a very different energy than someone who isn't. And you get noticed by the right people at the right time. So if you show up in your business and career having the energy of somebody who feels that they can take on anything, that they can handle high pressure situations, that they can take on a new project and figure it out, then you will call the right attention to yourself. Now, the second reason that building self-confidence needs to become a priority for you today is that with self-confidence, you are more likely to go after your dreams. When we lack self-confidence, we tend to set our bar either right in the middle or even lower because we don't believe that we have what it takes to go after the dreams that we really want, to create the business that we see inside our minds, to have the financial freedom that we desire, to have the leadership role that we've dreamed about since we were kids. When we don't have self-confidence, we don't believe that those are attainable goals. So we set the bar lower, which means that we will accomplish less in life. Now, the third reason that self-confidence should be a priority for you today is that you are more likely to meet your goals if you believe in your ability to meet them. Yes, I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but think about this. If you don't believe you can meet a goal, then how likely are you to carry through with the habits and the behaviors that you need to meet that goal? I myself have been working on trying to attain a healthier weight so that I can alleviate some of the aches and pains that I've been feeling recently. Well, if I believe that I can't meet that goal, that I'm not going to be able to lose weight, that I'm not going to be able to gain strength or build muscle, then it's going to impact how I show up in every single workout or at every single meal. I'm not going to make choices in line with my belief in myself that at one point I'm going to reach the goal that I envision for myself. Instead, I'm probably going to self-sabotage and make choices that are not in line with that goal. Having self-confidence means that I trust in my ability to do what it takes to become a little stronger, to become a little healthier, and to become a better version of myself. So those are 3 reasons that making self-confidence a priority for you today is important. Now I want to talk about my 5 top tips for building self-confidence faster. Now remember, before I go into these 5 tips, self-confidence is a skill. Trusting yourself is something you work on over time. It is not something you're naturally born with. In fact, children with self-confidence are not born with a natural ability to believe in themselves. They're born into environments that which remind them on a consistent basis that they can trust themselves, that they can handle things, that if they try and try again, they will eventually succeed. Okay, so here are my 5 top tips for building self-confidence faster. My first tip is letting go of perfection. Yes, perfection. And I'm going to raise my hand and tell you that this one was one of the toughest ones for me because I've always set the bar really high in my life. And that's actually driven me to go after my goals and to set higher and tougher goals for myself. However, the one thing that has consistently held me back in the past was not letting go of perfection. In order to improve any skill, we need to keep putting ourselves out there and be willing to take risks and make mistakes. If you're worried about always being perfect, it will hold you back from putting yourself out there to take those risks and make those mistakes. Fear of what you might look like or how others might judge you will hold you back from taking on the opportunities that might just help you get to the next level of your career, your business, or happiness in your life. So letting go of perfection is my number one tip for how you can build self-confidence faster today. Tip number 2 is to embrace a training mindset. If you've ever had a new job, then you know that having a training mindset is essential to learning your new job. For example, if you start a new job and you don't believe in your ability to pick up on new skills and the new requirements of the job, it completely shuts you down. You need to keep your mind open for the possibility that you're not only going to learn your new job, but that you're going to actually be very good at it. A training mindset makes a huge difference in how quickly you will scale up on a new job and how quickly you will scale up at being self-confident. And here is why. If you go into practicing and building self-confidence with the idea that it is going to take time and practice, then you create this openness inside of you to take on each and every opportunity to build that self-confidence. Versus if you go into trying to build self-confidence as something you either have or you don't, that it's going to feel hard, that it's going to be difficult or too challenging for you, that there's no use in trying because you're too shy, you're too much of an introvert, or you're too passive, then you're already creating these mental blocks in yourself so that when opportunities do come up where you could be taking on new opportunities to challenge yourself and build some of that trust, you're going to pass, or you're going to take the opportunity, but you're not going to fully give yourself to it. You're going to hold back and stay in that self-doubt, which will prevent you from taking full advantage of that training opportunity. So, tip 2, stay in a training mindset. Tip 3 is to look for opportunities to practice. Building self-confidence is like any other skill or habit. We have to have intention behind it in order to build it faster. If we simply wait for opportunities to present themselves for us to practice trusting ourselves, building skills, or improving our qualities, then we could be waiting a while. Even in work from home or any situation where you may not have a lot of interaction with people throughout the day, you can still look for and or create opportunities to practice self-confidence. For example, if one of the things you struggle with at work is making eye contact, you can look for any opportunity throughout your day to practice making eye contact. It could be at the grocery store, it could be while you're filling up gas, or it could be with someone in your family or a roommate. By looking for opportunities to practice building your self-confidence and your trust in yourself, you will build your self-confidence faster. Tip number 3 to develop your self-confidence faster is to practice, practice, practice. Like any other skill, building self-confidence requires intention and planned practice. It isn't something that's simply going to happen just by thinking about it. You actually have to go out there and do things to help support the development of that skill. So let's say the skill you want to practice is becoming better at public speaking. In order to become better, we know that we need to practice public speaking on a regular basis. Look for and or create opportunities for that practice and practice as much as possible. Building your self-confidence is no different. Depending on what you see as the skill you need to develop to feel more self-confident, you need to create an intentional goal around that skill to practice often and consistently. Now, my 5th and final tip for building your self-confidence faster is to focus on incremental goals. For example, let's say you've gotten your first sales job. If you enter your sales job with the thought that you need to be as good at sales as the top salespeople in the department, the ones who've been there for years, you're setting yourself up for a lot of frustration and disappointment. Instead, you need to focus on a ladder or a staircase of incremental improvements towards building the skill you want. Self-confidence is no different. So if we stick with the example of developing your public speaking skills, instead of expecting yourself to show up at your next public speaking opportunity feeling poised, composed, being a great storyteller, engaging your audience, instead, set a smaller goal for yourself. Maybe what you're going to work on in your next public speaking opportunity is simply pacing yourself, slowing down, using pauses, and allowing the audience to digest information. Or maybe you're going to focus on your presentation style by simplifying your slide deck only sticking to 3 points, and being more concise and precise in your message delivery. By focusing on incremental and smaller goals, it becomes a lot more attainable and possible for you to meet your overall goal. With self-confidence, breaking down the different skills that you want to develop, your trust and ability in yourself, into smaller goals, like making better eye contact, putting yourself out there more, taking advantage of career opportunities, and trying something challenging every day. Any of these smaller goals can help you meet your goal of developing self-confidence faster. So those are my 5 tips for developing your self-confidence faster. Please comment below and let me know if any of these tips stood out for you or feel like ones that resonate. I'll see you in the next video.